just getting in a game and seeing it different versus hearing it in the
Yeah,
classroom?
a lot of that, experience. We have, we're very fortunate here at University of Arkansas to have things like virtual reality and drones and things of that nature out at practice, so that we can go in and virtual reality. I may not have got a rep in the scrimmage, but I can put on the virtual reality goggles and get the play call, and I can go through the whole thing in the classroom. So I may not have got the rep, but I can go through the same thing, see it exactly how the quarterback saw it, hear it exactly how the quarterback heard it, and so I think that there's something to that. Obviously, getting the experience, but also, we're very blessed to have different technologies that help us with that as well.
How excited are you to go out to Mom and watch Connor pitch?
I already went.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I was very
What was it like?
excited. Yeah, I was very excited. Connor's one of my guys, and to see him be successful in another sport is great to me. I love that. I wasn't a great two-sport athlete in college, but like he is. But I do know that there's certain things that you got to be careful of. And certain things you got to make sure you're cognizant of when you're going back and forth. But I was very excited to see him out there. Actually, my mom and dad were in town, and my dad's a huge Connor Nolan fan and wanted to go to the game, so we were able to. I called a couple buddies and went to the game, and got me and my dad sat there and watched him pitch, and I was probably the most fired up guy in the stadium, honestly. I was cheering for him pretty loud, and watching him throw that nasty breaking ball he's got. So I was a little disappointed in his velocity. That's what I told him. But I told him if he wanted to be the true Nolan Ryan, like I call him, he's got to get that velocity up a little bit. But he's a great kid, and I'm extremely excited to see him having a lot of success over there.
When did you start calling him Nolan Ryan?
It just kind of came to me. He was out at off-season drills. He had been going back and forth, and he's out at off-season drills, and just thought of it, called him Nolan Ryan. So thought it fit pretty good.
That's good.
What kind of challenges does that present when you've got a quarterback that's trying to compete for a starting job and he's also playing baseball at the level he is?
Yeah, that's always tough. That was one of the reasons when I agreed to go to Middle Tennessee. The football coaches, they were a little bit more. They're great people, but they were a little bit more selfish in the sense that they wanted me at spring ball my first spring. Not taking that away from them, but we've allowed Connor to go over his first spring, and I guess that was kind of what I was saying there. Is it's a challenge to make sure that you're around your teammates over here as much as you're around your teammates over there. I made lifelong friends in the baseball field in college and obviously on the football field, but it's really difficult juggling both and being a good teammate over here as well as over there. But from a football standpoint, he's a very smart kid. We're not going to do anything this spring that's going to, if he were to miss a day, put him behind. But it's obviously difficult when, if you do miss, you're not getting the reps you could get. But I think me and Coach Morris are going to do, we're going to really sit down and, when we do have Connor over here to work, we're going to make sure he gets plenty of work in so that if he does have to miss a day or whatnot, he doesn't miss too much.
Now, were you a pitcher as well in college?
I wasn't. I was a position player, and that's where Coach Lunny, I guess, could answer these questions a little bit better. But, I wasn't using my arm as much as Connor does, throwing bullpens and obviously throwing in the game. So that's where the difficulty comes in, just making sure that, when he does come over here and he's throwing balls in RVA and one-on-one and Skelly and team and all that we're just really cognizant of how much we're really using his arm. Because, like I said, I was a middle infielder, third base guy, and I didn't have to, let's face it, I threw every once in a while, but I wasn't throwing bullpens. I wasn't doing those kind of things that really stressed my arm.
What has it meant to add Ben Hicks and reunite with him add him to the room?
Well, it's awesome. He's like a family member to me. A guy I coached for 3 years. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into him. And he's put that back into us. He's done the same thing for us. So, again, any guy that gives us all that, he's considered a family member to us, and to be able to add him back and It was a little, honestly, it was a little weird at first seeing him out there and being able to coach him again, because I didn't know that would ever happen. Obviously didn't think it would. So when he first got out there, it was kind of weird getting back into it with him. But you know, it's been really good. And you know, with my family, just talking about my family now, to see Charlie, my oldest, and my daughter, to be able to, see him. I mean, she grew up around Ben, going to practice and Ben holding her. We have so many pictures of them after practice and after games. That's what makes it special. We all know Ben's here to win football games and get our program lifted and in the right direction, headed in the right direction. So, he's going to do everything he can possibly do. I promise you that, to help this program win football games. And I've seen that in the month and a half that he's been here. The guy's always around. He didn't have much class, so he's always either getting extra cardio in, stretching, throwing, dragging a receiver here or there. I mean, those are the kind of things that you love about Ben. He's a football junkie. He works extremely hard. He loves watching extra film, NFL film. I mean, he loves football, and you can't have enough guys like that. So very excited about having him, and as I am all of our quarterbacks, and really working and competing against each other and making them better. There were several times at SMU we tried to bring guys in to push Ben and make him better, and he loved the competition and it made him better. And so we're really excited about him being here, pushing our other guys, and those guys pushing him as well. Joe.